Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We are here in our Division D West matchup with PSISTORM Gaming on the left, and we have the members of the Baddest Dudes on the right. And if you just followed and your name is Deshain Chain, because I tried my best to try and say that, but my mouth decided not to, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and find out how we got to Infernal Shrines. The home team this evening is going to be the members of PSISTORM. They opted for first pick priority as they won the coin flip. Towers of Doom and Sky Temple were banned out by them. Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire were banned out by the members of the Baddest Dudes. And Infernal Shrines will be the first map chosen by them as we go ahead and get on into this. But once again, thank you so much to Shane for the follow as we got into our game number one of our second best of three. Blitzkrieg high five. This one's going to be good. I'm warning you now. Get on Discord so we can chat if you want. Oh, I see. Okay, Blitzkrieg is someone in chat. I was just like, yeah, I guess anyone can get in Discord and chat about it. You can actually join to like the NGS Discord if you really wanted. Black Avian, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, friend. We have a few bans coming out here. Ariel Sylvanas will be banned out on the side of PSISTORM as we have a Deathwing. Trying to think off the top of my head what's really going to be kind of impacting Infernal Shrines. God, there's so many options at this point. It's kind of hard to realistically talk about specific bans when, well, it's a little difficult to figure out what some of these teams are even going to be prioritizing within different leagues. Like I could say Zeratul, but we wouldn't really even care about Zeratul until we get to like Division A or even Heroic. But this is going to be a Kael'thas ban as they don't want to deal with the Chain Bomb value or even the Flame Strike to be able to clear shrines a little bit quicker. On the note of mages, think something like a Jaina can be prioritized fairly early as well. Demon Grand, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Wow, thank you for all the follows, friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Bahama, we're teammates, also Division D, so we're invested. Hey, thanks for being here and thanks for helping us push towards Twitch partner. I really appreciate it. Thanks for checking out your opponents, and I'm glad I can offer you the atmosphere to check out your opponents. But there's gonna be a Jaina with an ETC gonna be grabbed here on the right hand side for the Baddest Dudes, and that's a decent blow up right there. Sorry, I need to scale out the team name. I need to scale out PSISTORM because that does not read very well, and it's bothering me. Sorry, everyone. Let's just hit enter a bunch of times until it matches roughly. Boop boop. Nope. Boop boop. That's about right. All right. Sorry, it was just bugging me every time I looked over to look at chat. I'd see PSISTORM like massive on the screen, but Alexstrasza Malthy on the left-hand side. So here's the issue with an early Alexstrasza. Deckard Cain and Ana are still up and available. You have to ban out one, obviously, because not you don't have to, but like Deckard Cain has Emerald at level 7, because I believe it's it's Sapphire, Ruby, then Emerald at 7. Yeah, that's 1, 4, and 7. So that's a good way for healing mitigation because she's a giant circle on the ground. That's also, man, if they actually didn't ban out that Kael'thas, that would have actually been pretty good for them because they have the chain bomb value. But the other thing too is Ana has the Biotic Grenade, so that's going to be a great healing mitigation tool as well. On top of all of that, I would actually be leaning towards an Ana ban because they have a Jaina on the opposing side. So something like a ETC Mosh with a nano boosted Jaina is a rough go. You do not want to see that happen, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of that. So personally, if I'm on the side of PSISTORM, I'm going to be looking to ban out that Ana just so I don't have to deal with that. But it's actually going to be a Lili. They don't want to deal with the blinds that Lili provides into Malthael, because if Malthael's not able to auto attack, he's not able to get percent-based damage, and he's not able to get his, like, it really, I wouldn't say neuters or mitigates them, but it really hinders their ability as a Malthael player. So, and maybe they don't have an Ana player, maybe they don't have a Deckard Cain player, maybe they have an insanely strong Lili player. That might be the option as well. I don't know these things 100%. These teams all have the background stats, and I'm just basically here to talk about the games. Rhaegar will be picked up with the Raynor. The Raynor I actually really like to be able to pair into the Jaina for the sustained damage with the Ace in the Hole at level 1, and you have that with the Lingering Chill from Jaina's baseline ability, so you have that slow apply, and then Raynor can just apply the pepper constantly. 69 viewers, nice! Sorry. Gotta laugh at my own joke. Last two picks coming out, they still need some sort of shrine clear, so like Gul'dan wouldn't be a bad idea for them, or even an Orphe if they're looking for more setup, and then they'll need something... I like the Greymane, but the Leeming might struggle here. Also, I was thinking frontline-ish too, because Malthael, yeah, he can get some value, but I was thinking actually a little bit like a Thrall. I was actually kind of thinking like a Thrall and like a Hanzo maybe. Those two might pair well together, but hey, Greymane and Li Ming do have a lot of synergy because they can Greymane can dive in off of the Li Ming setup, or she can follow up to his dive and potentially get the burst damage as necessary. They need a solo lane on the side of the Baddest dudes, and into the Malthael, something with... I wasn't prepared for a Murky at all. Quality casting coming from Bahamut stream. Let me fix bandit camera. There you go, bud. Now people can see you better. I was thinking it was gonna be so many different things, and it's that. It's that. I'm so excited about this match, because I was thinking, like, I was going to start noting, like, maybe they go into a thrall themselves because they can poke into the Malthael. They're not going to have a lot of sustain, or not like high health pool for Malthael to shred into them. I was thinking, like, well, Urel's not going to be a good idea. Leoric might not be a good idea. Maybe Phoenix could be played as well, because you do have the Jaina slow, so you can look for that purification style of swipe or sweep and damage. But the Murky, yes, we broke Bahamut, guys. There you go. Murky impression go. I don't have any sound bits for this. I don't have a good Murky impression. I'm not even going to attempt it. But you know what I will give you? I'll give you this. All right, let's get in the game. On the left-hand side, we got the members of PSISTORM. We're going to have Snorlax on the Alexstrasza. Xeno Ender is going to be on the Greymane. Elixia, I think it is going to be on the Malthael. Valier is going to be on the Li Ming, and Cyan is going to be on the Joanna. On the right-hand side, we got the members of the Baddest dudes. We've got Savior on the Jaina, Viper is going to be on the ETC, Roundtaker on the Rhaegar, Cactus Ham on the Raynor, and all the way down here, we're going to be having Murky. I gotta say, that mount on Murky's kind of hilarious as well. Let's go ahead and get into our mid lane, and let's check out our level 1s. I can't get over this. I haven't been able to cast a Murky game in what feels like forever, as oh, that's okay, sorry, something kept rubbing up against my leg and I was so confused. It's one of my sound panels underneath my desk, because I have a giant wood desk and I was like mitigating some of the reverberation from it with some sound panels below, and I was like, what do I keep hitting with my knee? Either way, it made me laugh, so I'll take it anyway. There you go. What level of play is this? Silver? I don't know. It's Division D. That's if you really want to know what the MMR breakdown is for the divisions, you'll have to go to the NGS website, because I do not know what they are off the top of my head. Murky will be going down in top lane, but their egg is up here. Where did they go? They went into bribe at level 1, or a fishy deal, right? Yeah, they went into a fishy deal at level 1, so they're gonna be able to get those bribe stacks. Malthael did go into on a pale horse as well. We actually do have the Pursuit of Flame for the, or excuse me, Flames of Fury. Pursuit of Flame is actually the Gul'dan talent at level 1 for the first Fell Flame buff that you actually used to see on this map quite a bit. Either way, Flames of Fury for the Alexstrasza, so once they finish that out, and they have a marked target, so you can kind of see ETC burning right there. If they hit them the second time, you get 5 seconds off of your Dragon Queen form. And a map like this, we're going to be brawling out quite a bit. It is pretty beneficial to be able to have that. And you could go into the abundance build, so you get that regeneration globe after grabbing. I think if you get 25 regeneration globes, you spawn a regeneration globe with your abundance circle. And so that is something I do see on this map as well. But realistically, there's not a whole lot of people that need regeneration globes. Maybe Li Ming could have benefited from it, but even that's like, what, 20 seconds of 10% spell power increase. So I think these fights will be close enough to the lane, as well as they won't be dragged out long enough to the point where she won't be able to grab a regeneration globe. But that's going to be a big factor for them. Meanwhile, in this top lane, Black Avian versus Xeno Ender. E-build on Alex? There, yeah. I was wondering, because like I was actually making a note earlier that Ektar, I was saying like, oh man, like Lucio took a party mix. If Ektar was here, he would have said something, and I was like waiting, I was watching chat, and I was like, all right, he's not here. And then when you rated me, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense why we didn't hear about the Lucio party mix build. Either way, members of the Baddest dudes will be rotating over for the Bruiser camp for top lane. First Punisher will be Mortar, and it's going to be mid lane. We also do have this Impaler camp being forced up a little bit as well. Cyan is just tanking the not even tanking the towers, because there was a mini wave, but just stepping up in the towers and trying to soft push that, so that way they're going to be able to have the ability to try and take out that sidewall and then step up with the Punisher as they I don't know. I'm thinking that they're going to be able to grab this on the side of PSISTORM. I think that their Shrine Clear is a little bit better. It's the Li Ming's a bit of an outlier for me because she's not the best at clearing anything outside of getting hero kills. So, I mean, she did just get 4 right there. So maybe we'll see here. But typically Li Ming struggles a little bit here because if the team fight does start to break out, you're not going to be able to get some of your ability damage into the enemy heroes. Typically the skeletal defenders will be popping up and kind of getting in the way of a lot of that. So we'll see how this all works out. But this is also a good example of why we might be seeing the Flame Buffet build as Murky gets picked off, but that Flames of Fury at level 1, that being picked up because I think they're trying to benefit as much as possible for getting as many Dragon Queens, but also, dear lord, the minions just like flying across our screen. I kept seeing them over there. But that Flame Buffet, cooldown reduction on the Dragon Queen form will allow them to have it more often, and if you are going to be trying to zone people away, and getting a Dragon Queen as quickly as possible and as often as possible during some of these pushes or some of these Shrine moments is quite beneficial. We'll see how it all works out for them, but right now, PSISTORM's going to be able to grab the first objective. They're going to be able to take down the front gate. This is going to be because of the soft push that Joanna did earlier. Nice power side from the ETC, great cleanse coming out from the Rhaegar as well as Greymane dove in there trying to find a kill onto them. This looks like it's going to be mid lane fort going down before they're even able to respond. Jaina taking so much damage, the Punisher is going to get the last hit onto them as well. The Nexus Force is too OP as Jaina goes down, and that will be first blood in favor for the members of PSISTORM. Everyone needs a regeneration globe. 8% of HP is nothing to scoff at. But damage. But damage and slows, right? Because isn't there a slow right there? You can increase the slow by 50%, or up to 50%, and there's no decay, and then you also get self-heal. Hey, I'm all about keeping myself alive here. I will say Flame Buffet build is awesome after 20, but it's hard to build to. I agree. I think the Abundance build with the Circle is a little bit more useful in the earlier half of the game, but if you are going to be making it to the later halves, you definitely will be getting a lot of value from this build right here. But hey, it comes down to personal play as well, and what you're comfortable on is that's going to be the counter kill onto the Joanna. They themselves will find their first kill on the side of the Baddest dudes. Murky's still pushing up into top lane. I actually haven't been looking at all. Oh my god, excuse me. 20 stacks going to be on this Murky right now, and they max out at 4. I'm trying to do caster math, but I have to cheat right here. It's 8 stacks per. Yes, I had to cheat a little bit right there. I was just like, yeah, I can divide this by 4, and then my brain went, no, you can't. Don't even try right now, Bahamut. You're casting. You know the rules. 10 Talent Tier is going to round the corner in just a second, so let's go ahead and look at some of the other numbers really quickly so we can get an idea of what the damage, experience, and healing has looked like thus far in this game. Let's actually jump over to... who doesn't have quests and talents? There we go. We'll get the Greymane. I'm just trying to find people that don't have marks over their heads either as well. This Malthael going to be clearing out the bottom lane. It's actually a bit of a... I'm actually not surprised by the way that they end up shaping these lanes. Really good use of the Soul Rip right there. I think it is... No, I don't think it's Soul Rip. It's the W for Malthael, but that was really good use to get to the far side of that. But I like this adaptation because I was thinking the Malthael would be in the solo lane, but they're actually kind of leaving it in the bottom. They're kind of running a 1-3-1 in a sense on the side of PSISTORM. But this Greymane in top lane I think is a little bit better going into the Murky just because they can be so much more oppressive than a Malthael could be, because they also just have so much more movement and kind of dive in a sense that Darkflight's going to be able to reduce the Murky's health by probably 50% every time they go in there because of just how much aggression and how much damage it does to a Murky who, what? Health pool is 1,125. Trying to take out the sidewall a little bit right there. It's going to be safety bubble used by the Murky. And now bottom lane Arcane Punisher will be up in just a second. And Malthael going to continue to push out bottom lane. Let's go ahead and take a peek at some of these other camps as we'll be rounding in to look at our talents once again. Murky, I think Murky was looking to potentially steal that away and bribe it. Well, they're not going to be able to. The other thing to note too is Murky doesn't really have any sort of special deal with his fishy deal. It's not like they get cooldown reduction like the Lost Vikings or Nova, or it's not like, you know, Falset who builds off of their lightning rod bonus damage. It's just purely a bribe just to steal camps. That's going to be a 2-member mosh going out. Actually, it's going to be catching quite a few more members afterwards. I thought I got interrupted, but it didn't look like it somehow ended up interrupting? I don't know, that was really weird. Octograb comes out as well. Last rights onto Murky, but there is going to be the safety bubble. That's going to be the cleansing flame to get the smoosh onto Jaina, and now the rest of the team turns around and says we can go ahead and grab the rest of this, or at least attempt to try and grab the rest of this while we I can't believe they actually got that snipe onto Jaina right there. That's going to be the pufferfish to zone some of the members back. This Malthy on a bit of a rough spot, but they're going to be able to cycle back out of there just fine for now. Excuse me, sorry, I have to keep muting myself because I have to cough, and I just don't want to cough right in the mic. They do end up grabbing this camp from mid lane, and I guess they're just going to say, you know what, we got mid lane pressure, let's at least have that, but this top lane seems to be going over in their favor as well. If the Shaman gets targeted, that'll work out really, really well for them because this Shaman is not too fairly healthy. Malthy going to be managing this mid lane as Murky's trying to push in further. Viper's getting a little bit low, but gets some healing out as well from Roundtaker. Punisher does have a jump. They need to make sure they're not grouped up here. Yeah, because the Punisher jump should be coming through like any second. There it is. Ooh, and Rainer's going to be... They're going to follow up onto that Rainer very well. And then the Blessed Shield to chase after them, but they're not going to be able to have the damage that's necessary, so they turn around and just say, let's grab the fort. Punisher will be going down. It's only got 2% health. I mean, it's 2% health, 243. That's an auto probably even from Murky. No, I mean, Murky hits only for 96. Strike of Wrath? Is it Strike of Wrath, really? Nah, I feel like you're lying to me, chat. There's Death Shroud, Wraith Strike, and Rip's Soul Rip. That's, yeah, it was the Wraith Strike. Strike of Wrath. Using Cleansing Flame during Dragon Queen is so good. Thank you, Ektar. Wraith Strike. I didn't even see it. I didn't look far enough up in chat. Dark Shear, how's it going, friend? Good to see you, bud. Jigglypuff over Snorlax. Next Punisher will be top lane. Malthiel does see the egg up here. Top lane Punisher will be frozen as well. Going to be having the bottom lane managed by the members of the Baddest Dudes, as they also have this Murky still clearing out mid lane. But this top lane fort, let's see actually what the vision is for our blue team currently. So they know that there's members coming up. Yeah, that's why you're seeing Danger Pings already coming out, and they say, you know what, we got enough value right there. ETC power sliding in, trying to make something happen with that. Oopsie, sorry about that. I thought I was expanding the vision, but I ended up just zooming in on one specific player. But it's going to be 14-13 with the tower very low, but I gotta say, this is a lot of siege damage coming in consistently in favor for the members of PSISTORM. And if they're able to get this Punisher with the fort already down this far, and we're also scaling throughout the entire game, we could be looking at a keep front gate, if not a keep, depending on how the team fight goes. But we actually might have another team fight breaking out as Viper's going to get the power slide through a couple, not going to be looking for a mosh pit. Murky's still managing lanes. What are they at stack-wise? 25, so they can bribe 3 camps, if caster math serves me correctly. Nope. And we're done with T, unfortunately. Alright. There's that. Let's check out bottom lane really quickly as well. Make sure that I'm not still muted by accident. Li Ming and Greymane up here, they're actually going to just tank the damage. Yeah, they're fine with it. They'll be able to grab that fort right there, and now... Ooh, ETC actually won't be able to get any sort of pressure onto them. I do want to point out that the Flames of Fury from Alex Straza only sitting at 10 stacks currently. Oh my god, Kriv, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. Holy crap, Deco, Skit, Berserk, Bot, and Sirlock, thank you, or enjoy your gifted subs. Seriously, Kriv, thank you so much, dude. I hope all your games are going well. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, seriously. Everyone enjoy your Asmapog, your Baja Rages, your Gilded Beards, and your little finger guns. Shout out to Kriv in chat. Holy crap, thanks, dude. Seriously, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Xeno Ender, oh my god, Eater, that's a new name. Xeno Ender is going to be just diving out and clearing out this wave. They're currently trying to collapse in mid lane onto this Malthy, but they're playing too close to the gate, so that means that they're gonna have to make another rotation to top, and I think they might have called that out as well, so PSISTORM kind of knows the enemy team's floating around a bit. Look at this Murky Egg though, this is some aggressive posturing with that Murky Egg, but they want to keep it in top lane so that way they can get the respawn as much as possible. And as close to the fray of the action as well. Hold on one second. Whew. Sorry, I have to cough and I have to keep muting myself because I'm sure no one wants to hear that on stream. 16 talent tiers just around the corner for the members of the Baddest Dudes. What do we have Murky-wise bribe stacks? 32. They can actually bribe an entire camp, or they can bribe a 4-stack camp. But on this map, there are actually no 4-stack camps at all. The maximum unit size on a map like this is 3. So bribe actually works out pretty well because, well, you're always going to have one extra stack kind of lying around right now, so you can actually see that right there. But let's go ahead and let's see what happens here with this top lane Punisher push, as that's going to be the keep front gate going down. They're looking at a keep right now. They actually get the explosion, the Frost Nova, or the passive from this Frozen Punisher to explode there, so it locks down the tower for a couple seconds. Alexstrasza goes into the Cleansing Flame as well, going to be trying to throw some damage onto the ground. They find a kill onto the ETC as well as onto the Murky. This is going to be the fort once again frozen. Malthael clearing that keep out right there as Jaina ends up going down to the Greymane, diving in, and I think they went for the... No, they didn't go for the throat, because it's off full cooldown, but a giant jump from the Punisher over onto Roundtaker. They get the clear into that, but the enemy team is now collapsing on the core. This is going to be Snorlax popping the Dragon Queen form as the Roundtaker is going to get pulled around. Nice wave of force out from the Li Ming to solidify a kill. Murky trying to make something happen, but they get a little bit of damage out there. They actually find the Greymane kill. Unfortunately, Ming gets the kill onto them, and that's going to be game number 1 going over to the members of PSISTORM. GG. Well played. Can I resend this? Does Streamlabs let me resend 5 gift subs, or is it just being a butt? No, it just gives me a check mark. Kriv, seriously, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Alrighty, let's find out. Let's find out if they want first pick or map pick. What is your opinion on Lapsang Sochong tea? I have no idea. I've never heard of it till today. Ripperoni. Seriously, Kriv, thank you so much, dude. I don't deserve that. Alexstrasza doing mad work at the end. Seriously, yeah. All right, let me get a message out to the other team. We'll show talents really quick. Get you all updated on that information. We can get going into game 2. You earned them. Thank you for the good work. Thank you so much, bud. I'll be playing League this weekend, so I'll message you. Oh, that's why. Sorry, Bandit got up and was like super nervous earlier, and I just now heard the wind kick up. We have a storm rolling into town. I actually had to run out. I had to run out to town to get supplies. Was what I actually had to do today. Funny enough, the supplies was actually just beer. Wait, no, I wrote this backwards. Sorry, I was making jokes and I didn't write the right information here. Okay. All right, so let's get teams in this lobby and let's get going into map number 2. Oops. League buddies, yeah. I enjoy playing with you all. I like learning from you all. Like, Hedgie's been sitting in chat and just kind of watching me play and then telling me all the things that I'm doing mildly correct. No, he's actually a really good coach. Him and Derek actually have been giving me good advice. Team number 2 gets first pick, correct? Yeah, because that's Cactus here. Let's get them in here first because the other team needed a minute or two. It's team made from smoked tea leaves. I feel like my body actually would not like that. Like a lot of smoky things, my body doesn't really digest or handle very well. I actually have to try. There's a black tea. There's like an Indian black tea that like someone suggested, and I cannot remember what is off the top of my head. I know someone in one of the people in Heroes Hype / they also work for Cloud9. They posted about it, and like other people have talked about it too. That it's a black tea that I think you get in India, or it's like an Indian black tea. I don't remember, but like they were like, oh no, if you like regular like Earl Grey, this is like a step above that. League? Yeah, I've been learning League of Legends. My my goal for 2019 was to get Twitch partner. We didn't get that, but so I'm not that kind of person where I'm just like, well, now my 2020 goal is just to get Twitch partner. No, my 2020 goal is to get Twitch partner and be able to cast one game of League with actual solid knowledge. it's just a little challenge for myself because it's such a daunting and large game. I feel like it's just like a really, really fun challenge to learn it. Plus, also, I'm not gonna lie, I miss watching a big esport, and so I have a lot of friends. Yes, Deco knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, Assam black tea. That's probably not the way you say it, but that black tea was suggested to me by one of my friends, and I need to get some for myself. I ordered. So the tea I get, it comes in like a box, like your standard tea box, but I ordered like 8 of those, and so I'm just about to be done with that, so I was gonna get some of that soon. So on the note, sorry, backing up a little bit, on the note of League, it's just been like a little fun project, but the other note too is just I miss watching a giant esport. Like every year I tune into the Dota International, the TI. And I love watching that, even though I have no idea what's happening. So I miss watching like some sort of massive competitive league on the weekends. And I just was like, well, LCS has got a good format. I like how they do things. So I'm going to try and follow one team and get to know the game a little bit. That's how you say it? Okay, good. I used to cast League in college. It's a lot of fun, but you have to be quick. Yep, you have to be quick to keep up with stuff happens so fast in that game. Yeah. Baja, do you have a P.O. box? Not yet. I'm considering to start one, but I'm not 100% sure. Also, I live in a very tiny town, and one of the last times I was actually in the post, not one of the last times, but one time I was in the post office, and I just overheard them say, like, yeah, we don't have any more P.O. boxes here, which is the one that's like just down the street over here, and they were saying that they might have them at the main branch, which is way down the road. I don't know. I have to look in to see how much a P.O. box would cost, and if it's not too expensive, maybe we'll do one, and people can send stuff for Bandit. I don't know. I don't know if there's like people who care. I know it's like a weird sentence, but it's kind of the bluntness of it all too. Like, would it be worth having? Would people actually want to send stuff? I've watched the League finals a few times, but I don't find the game nearly as fun as watching HOTS. I agree, Softbert. League is a lot slower. Just watch HGC. Wait, oh, recliner. You bad boy. All right, let me get the team stuff updated because I did not do that beforehand. So this is going to be the map choice of them going there. And I think we are all set to go into this game. Let's find out. The teams, I know they said they needed like a couple minutes, but I think we might have bought enough time right there. I want to Amazon you a box of tea. I get a P.O. box for free because the post office won't deliver to my house. Well, I forget that. Kriv, you live in the boonies, though, don't you? Like, you live in the boonies of Colorado. Or are you not that far away? Sorry, 5-minute break. My healer takes the whole 5 minutes to pee. My response, big heels, big bladder. Excuse me, I'm sorry, everyone. Can't you send general deliveries to a post office? I don't think so. I think it has to be to a P.O. box. Rip HTC, for real. One of my friends was, he was messaging me yesterday, and he's just like, dude, Grubby's playing HOTS? And I was like, yeah, he's been playing HOTS, like, even before BlizzCon. He's like, he knows what's up. He knows something's up. And I was just like, I don't think so. And he's like, well, he swapped from HOTS to Warcraft 3. And I was like, yeah, because the HGC ended. And he had, like, he was making, like, he was getting, like, 3,000 viewers versus 6,000 to 10,000 viewers for Warcraft 3. So, like, I don't blame him for just doing Warcraft 3 content. Like, for example, if I played League of Legends on the stream, I'll probably get 10 viewers. If I cast, I will potentially hit Twitch partners. So that is how these things work out. I would love to break off and do like a 1 day a week where we kind of do a fun game, we do whatever, but that really can't happen until Twitch partner because everything unfortunately is just wholly stat based. And if I'm not hitting 75 average viewers or close to it, and I go to apply. So let's say like I have a bunch of 60 to 75 and I'm like average, like I have my 75 average viewerships, but I have a couple streams where I'm like low in the 30s or something. They'll actually deny me due to the fact that I don't have consistent enough, high enough numbers. So it's one of those things where I would like to break off and do other games and do other things, but I can't until I literally get Twitch partner. I mean, I can, but we're kind of restarting the entire process and it's a little backwards. So hopefully soon we will be able to do that, but until then, we're going to be hanging out, and honest to God, I love casting heroes, so I'll never give up my dates. Like, realistically, we would just add in one day to the stream. We would probably add like a Saturday variety or something, or a Sunday night at variety. Either way, let's find out if the teams are ready, and we'll get going here into game number 2 in just a second. Thank you all for supporting once again, and thanks for being wonderful, beautiful people. Eastern Colorado, I live in the plains, very country. Ah, in Michigan we call that the boonies, but okay, I get you. Yeah. All right, we got readies from both teams. Let's give them Spooky Worm, and let's go ahead and get into game number 2, making sure that everything's all set up, and let's go ahead and find ourselves on our second map. Oh, there we go. Whew. We are here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, game number 2 of our second best of 3 of the evening. My name is Bahamut, as I really well introduced this game number 2, but we have the members of PSISTORM on the left-hand side, up 1 in our best of 3 series, and the Baddest dudes are going to be trying to take us to a game number 3. We are going to be having some map bans that did take place. Let's go ahead and find out what happened with that one. As PSISTORM won the coin flip, they banned out Towers of Doom and Sky Temple. They opted for first pick priority in game number 1. The members of the Baddest dudes banned out Brax's Holdout and Dragonshire, and that is going to be Infernal Shrines, the map choice of their own for game number 1. They lost that. As the losers, they have the option for first pick or map pick priority. They opted for first pick priority, and PSISTORM deciding to take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 2. Let's go ahead and get into our draft and see what we get here, as there's a DC. Did I mess something up? Wait, what? I saw the word forfeit, but then they just responded with, his comp crashed, he's coming back. Dear Lord, did I have a small panic attack. If you quit your day job, you could stream way more, thinking, if I quit my day job, I can't give Bandit all of this wonderful things, because I'd have to use my stream money for real, like, bills and stuff. I would love to. Like, seriously, I'd love to sit here and talk about Heroes of the Storm and video games for 5 days a week, 6 days a week, whatever. Maybe in a couple of years. I scoffed at the fact of someone told me like 2-3 years ago, they were just like, oh, you'll have Twitch partner like really soon. I was just like, oh, not for like 3-4 years, and like we're kind of there, and it's like maybe that's a thing. I gotta fix Bandit camera really quickly as he's gotten closer to it. There you go. Save your CPU reset, dear Lord. Hold on. You need to pitch and upgrade this potato box. We have many potato boxes in our team. Get a hammer. All right. You need to get RGB, improves performance. Yes, it's like flames on a car. RGB makes all of your computers better. We have that one DCs every 30 seconds. It works for my PC. Okay. All right. We're not missing much right there. Cool. Alrighty, well, we're just waiting for them to get back into the lobby, and we'll see what happens in just a second. Man, teams are just plagued with issues this evening. Actually, while we have this opportunity, let's go ahead and talk about the schedule for tomorrow night, as well as what's going to be happening into the rest of the week. So let's go ahead and pull up the Nexus Gaming Series calendar. Let's see here. So tomorrow night, what do we get cast-wise? I know we start at 6:30, but what specific teams? Thursday, we start at 6:30 PST. We have Division D East. We're going to be seeing Phoenix Rising Amethysts. As I was saying earlier, there's a million Phoenix Rising teams versus Probius. And then at 8 o'clock PST, so an hour and a half from that one, we'll be having Division B West, and that'll be Soak Every Lane versus Who Knows Gaming. And we actually saw Division B West last night. And so if you enjoyed those games, swing by tomorrow night. Or just swing by tomorrow night regardless and help us push towards Twitch partner. Let's find out if the teams are ready, and let's get going back into this game. All right. Push the buttons, and let's go ahead and find out where we end up. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Sorry, I'm double checking something really quickly. That is all good. Okay, wonderful, super duper, awesome. All right, that goes there. Let's get into the draft. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. We have our teams back into this. We fixed our Wi-Fi, we fixed our potatoes, we got a new one from the field, so we're able to power that up and be able to get the computer back running. So we have a Malthael ban on the side of the Baddest dudes who are trying to take us to a game number 3 on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we will be seeing Ariel being banned out as well on the side of PSISTORM, who are going to try and close us out in a 2-0 fashion. Alrighty, Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm trying to think here. Wave clear is going to be the main option, or is going to be a main priority, but Joanna's going to be a strong hero as well. I wonder if we either see a ban onto that, or if we see a high priority into the early phases of our draft, as a Deathwing will be banned out as well, just not wanting to deal with that big boy, especially in a map like this where you're going to have constant rotations, wave clear, back and forth. But it looks like we actually have pretty similar bans from game number 1. I'm so glad I'm not playing this week. I hate Tomb of the Spider Queen. Joanna, as I said, going to be the first pickup on the right-hand side for the members of the Baddest dudes, and who can blame them? I mean, Joanna on a map like this, strong rotations, great for grouping up minions, and able to really put some pressure into the enemy team. What are we going to be getting here from our opposing side? ETC is pretty strong as well. God, Diablo's an option as well if they want to try and play the angles. What are you going to go into here? What's going to be steering your draft? Okay. Maybe main tank Uther. I got chastised by chat earlier by saying main tank Uther really, really early, and they were just like, "How could you say it's main tank Uther? How could you?" And it was kind of a hybrid. It was kind of a little bit because there was an ETC, but even then, that Uther was in the front line, constantly just smacking people with their hammer. So we'll see how this works out for them. This Joanna though, they're gonna need some sort of wave clear. Something like a Jaina wouldn't be bad, but a Sally Thymaine's gonna be making it in here. Not a hero we get to see very often. She had a rework recently, and even with the rework, people I don't think really like that, but Gul'dan will be grabbed as well. Gonna have some boss control with that. Tomb of the Spooter Butts? Exactly, Shane, exactly. Tomb is so good, Butt is so good. Yep, that's going in the Best of Butt Spot channel. Hold on, Ektar. Sorry, this is important. This needs to go in Best of Butt Spot. Tomb is so good, Butt is so good. I mean, lewd, yes, but perfect at the same time. And Pierce will be banned out, a hero that we actually haven't seen in a very long time, but fairly dominant in the solo lane. Gonna actually ban out the Jaina because that would pair into the Rainer. Also, you could be going into Divine Storm with a Ring of Frost underneath it, or even the Water Elemental for sustained damage and still applying the chilled status to players. That way the Rainer is able to use the Ace in the hole to constantly put out damage. Kael'thas will be picked up for the wave clear. They're gonna need still a solo lane, but I think they might hold off on their solo lane. Look for some, like, they need something with this cut. They need a second healer. Like an Ana wouldn't be bad. All right, so it's not main tank Uther. It's not. Interesting. Diablo is going to be grabbed right there. So they're gonna be looking for the angles. Tyrande actually, no, they need a solo laner still. Unless Uther solo lanes, Tyrande would actually be kind of good here with the Diablo because you get the Shadow Charge into the Overpower, Lunar Flare follow-up, and then you're able to burst them down with the Kael'thas and the Rainer. Last two picks coming out from the opposing side, they need a solo lane and a little extra damage. With the Gul'dan, a Hanzo wouldn't be horrible. Ooh, but Greyman's going to be grabbed there, and then a Leoric for the solo lane. So that's going to be some decent wave clears, some setup with the Entomb as well. Let's see what we get last pick-wise, though. How are they going to play this Uther? Did he really say Thymaine? Of course I did. Sally Thymaine. That was actually the man, the myth, the legend who made all of my alerts, not all of them, but the majority of my alerts. He's the one who actually said that one time when we were chatting, and I was like, I have to say that on stream. And here's another one for you. Her Royal Thickness, Alexstrasza, is going to be jumping in this game as well. So there's the double support coming out from the members of PSISTORM. So this is probably going to be solo lane Uther. I'll be honest, I'm personally not sold on solo lane Uther, but we'll see how it ends up working out. Ana 1? How you doing, Softbird? And how you doing, Yale? Dima, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, friend. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for coming by and checking it out. Overall, looking at the two drafts, names aside, games aside, all of that stuff, if I'm looking at this, I'm leaning a little bit more into the Baddest dudes. Althixstraza? Exactly. I lean a little bit more into the baddest dudes here. I think that their composition is a little more well-rounded. I think they've got a lot of push power. They've got a lot of good team fight potential as well. But I don't want to discount the Uther. Like, I think that's kind of the outlier here. This Uther is going to be a little interesting. Snorlax did get their Alexstrasza once again, and we saw how much work and how strong they were on that. So we'll see if that's going to work out for them. But let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. On the left-hand side, we got PSISTORM. We're going to be seeing Xenoender going to be on the Diablo. Valeera is going to be on the Kael'thas. We have Cyan on that Raynor. We've got Snorlax on the Alexstrasza, and Uther will be played by Elixia, I think it is. I'm probably wrong. On the right-hand side, we get the members of the baddest dudes trying to take us to a game number 3. Roundtaker going to be on the White Mane. Savior going to be on the Gul'dan. Cactus Ham going to be on the Gray Mane. Viper will be on the Johanna, and Blackened Avian on that Leoric. Let's go ahead and get into mid lane and check out our level 1s. Flames of Fury. I couldn't think of this name. I was trying to think. I just kept thinking of Pursuit of Flame for some reason, which is the Gul'dan talent, which it's not what he actually took. He ended up taking Echo Corruption. Pursuit of Flame is the Fell Flame talent at level 1 for them. Diablo actually going to be going into Devil's Due at level 1. I feel like I don't see this at level 1 for Diablos. I feel like it's like spell armor constantly. We'll have to see. Is Devil's Due the standard? I might be misremembering. Either way, White Mane did go into the Inquisitor's Prayer as well. Going to be able to get that stacked up, and it is infinitely questing. You can see that it's got 65,000 stacks potential on it. Typically, you don't see members getting that done. I actually want to go into the testing mode and find out what this does with full stacks. Just out of curiosity, with 65,000 stacks, how much you actually do with that, just for funsies. Thick Mama White Mane. There you go, Ektar. Oh, yes. PSISTORM lacking wave clear? A little bit, yeah. Kael'thas has good wave clear for them, though, so there is that factor, but you also do have Diablo. It's not the best wave clear. No, actually, you know what? PSISTORM's got fine wave clear. I think their wave clear is just fine. I mean, they're going to be a little bit stronger on the side of the baddest dudes because of the fact that they have that Johanna, but you can see right there, they're not struggling whatsoever to kind of match in these rotations. I just want to poke into bottom lane really quickly just to get an idea of what these two are doing, and of course, the moment I leave there, Johanna's going to get picked off in the mid lane. Blackened Avian. Oh, they missed the skill shot. They're going to try and steal a little bit of health. The stun goes out. That does stop the channel. Oh, actually, no, it didn't stop the channel. I thought it did. They do have to pop back and tap well, maybe looking for another engagement into this Leoric. They're gonna try and play it. Is this gonna be too much? Yeah, unfortunately Uther will be going down right there. Cactus Ham will be able to sneak into this bottom lane to grab the Siege Giants. Meanwhile, White Mane is gonna be pushing up mid lane with Viper rotating back from death. Dinko Convection. I think so far in the NGS season number 8, I have casted a total of 1 Convection games. I'm like, yeah, I think it was NGS. It might have actually been a replay from someone else. Kael'thas will be getting picked off in the bottom lane. Greymane does rotate back. Leoric is trying to, I think I actually said that backwards. Kael'thas gets the kill into Leoric, but they try to steal a little bit of health to also to reduce the cooldown on their death. They will be respawning on map. That's why you're going to be seeing them respawn well right there. And also, that's why you saw their ghost floating around for a bit. Now, this Alexstrasza and this Uther are going to be pushing back a little bit in bottom lane. Greymane rotated up, so they're respecting it a little bit right there as Valeera needs to just throws a chain bomb onto one. It's going to be Kael'thas also trying to steal another regeneration globe for their Mana Addict at level 1, currently at 9 out of the 20 stacks necessary. Diablo and Raynor in this top lane doing just fine. Able to clear that out. Cyan is going to be able to grab some of these gems. Do they have a penetrating round? I think they actually used it by already. Oh, there it is. White Mane doesn't get the last little bit of the Giggle Beam. Oh no, Cactus Ham gets the Ghanaian cocktail through, but did they step too far forward for that? Going to be the case, absolutely, as they end up getting the counter kill onto Greymane. This is a really good back and forth thus far into game number 1. Jumping back down into bottom lane between Uther and Leoric. Seems like Siege Giants are helping out quite a bit, pushing this lane up, and Blackened Avian's not having too much of a struggle into this Uther. Speaking of Uther, they did finish out their level 1. They have that Hammer of the Lightbringer finished out as well, so I believe that's cooldown reduction onto the Hammer of Justice, but you also have the 1.5 mana, not reduction, I can't think of the word, return, or restoration, there we go, that's a better way to say it. E-build Alex, I mean, that's what they did in last game, and it actually worked out for them pretty well, so I won't laugh about it. You casted us, we played Convection, there we go, that's what it is. I knew I casted one NGS game, or I knew I casted one game this season. I was like, I do a couple replays here and there. Was it a replay from someone, or was it? No, it was a best of 3. So there you go. There was a convection game from Ektar earlier in the season, as this is going to be Uther trying to live through it, but unfortunately the drain hope will be too much, and they get the kill right there. Meanwhile, over here in the top portion of our map, we're going to be having bit of a back and forth, as they do have the turn availability on both sides. Xeno Ender doesn't have any gems, so they don't really have to worry too much about going down. Granted, if they were to actually finish out souls and then get the souls reset immediately, that would have been a bit of a rough go, but I think they were like, you know what, we're not going to finish out these souls just yet. I can be a little aggressive, and if I go down, it's not full cooldown, as Black and Davian's able to step away. Oh, Valera steps up as well, trying to get that last little bit of damage. They're actually being chased by this. If they get a gravity lapse, that would have been huge for them, but the other factor too is there's a couple members just above them trying to collapse on, well, the Rainer, and they find that kill. Xeno Ender going to be down here, does finish out their souls, so they do have that full stack on the Diablo, able to get their resurrect after 5 seconds, but they will lose all their souls. Red Web Weaver phase is going to be coming out in favor for the members of the Baddest Dudes, as they've got some momentum building in their favor right now. Solid level lead in their favor as well. No, probably more like half a level. While that's happening, we can go ahead and look through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, as we have had a little bit of a we've had some back and forths thus far. I mean, I'm just curious. Leorc with 13,000 heroic damage. That's 3,000 more than their Gul'dan. Well, a little bit less now, because it's changing from this mid lane push. But still, that's a lot of damage from a Leorc this early into the game. We're only 6 minutes in or so. Man, 10 Talents here is also going to be hit by the Baddest Dudes ahead, and that actually will be a solid level lead for them. Bottom lane. Wow, this Leorc is pushing up quite a bit, and this Web Weaver is getting free reign over this bottom fort, and that's going to be going down right there, as Xeno is going to be trying to chase out Cactus Ham in top lane. Seems like the members of the Baddest Dudes are a little bit on the back foot, as this constant pressure and this constant aggression coming out from the opposing side is a little too much, as Rainer gets picked off right there. The fort's still up, but it's actually, you know, it's aggroed onto the minion wave, so they can press up and be a little bit more aggressive right there. Viper's still far forward, but is able to back off. Pursuit of Flame has already been finished out, or excuse me, I can't think of the talent off the top of my head. Flames of Fury, there we go. Could not think of it, but Flames of Fury was finished out by the Alexstrasza very early in this game, so they will get that 5-second cooldown reduction to the marked heroes already. And this is just going to be mid lane getting cleared out as best as they can. Cyan going to be back from death, going to try and apply some pepper and also get some wave clear in here. We do have the Uther in bottom lane still soaking up. Looks like we have the Divine Storm, Cleansing Flame, Lightning Breath from the Diablo, and Pyroblast from that Kael'thas. Is this game still alive? I mean, people are currently playing it, and I'm currently casting it. I mean, I also casted 2 seasons of Tespa last year, so I'd say the game is still alive. Currently have Roundtaker taking a lot of damage. That's gonna be the Lightning Breath as well. They use the, oh dear lord, they get the Scarlet Aegis just out in time, and they save themselves. That's gonna be a great entomb from Leorc, but Cyan's getting healed up quite a bit. The Divine Storm comes out from the Uther as well. Hyperion gonna be coming out during this entire phase right here, as they are trying to back out. Xeno's gonna be able to get some healing from that Fire Stomp. Cleanse goes out into the Kael'thas. Good heal coming out. Unfortunately, they end up getting picked off right there. Snorlax pops the Dragon Queen form from Alexstrasza, and Cactus Sam is getting very low. Rolls away, has that disengage. That's going to be the overpower into the Johanna, so she ends up getting picked off. So far, a 1-for-1, but at least they don't have to deal with the threat of Pyroblast. The other thing to note, too, is Gul'dan has already finished out Echoed Corruption. Echoed Corruption this early in the game is devastating. Let's look at this. I just want to look at the damage numbers once again. 27,000 from the Gul'dan. The opposing side hero with the most is Kael'thas, and that's 17,000. They are dwarfing the stats with this Gul'dan right now, and it is an oppressive force that they are, I wouldn't say struggling to deal with, but they need to find their way into this, as they're basically burning they're burning the heal immediately anytime Gul'dan throws out one of those corruptions. Now, turn-in is available for the members of PSISTORM. The Baddest Dudes, they got a few more gems to pick up, but it looks like this is going to be turn-in from the bottom lane in favor for the members of PSISTORM. It feels so sad and pathetic, really. All right. That's an opinion. That's going to be Diablo going down. That'll be the reset on the souls, and this is just going to be some healing coming out from Roundtaker onto Black and Davian, as the blue Web Weavers will descend in favor for the members of PSISTORM. currently have this blue web weaver in top lane push back quite a bit. Bottom lane is going to be the exact same thing. So I think this is more of a defensive web weaver phase. This is going to buy them a little bit of time. Diablo did have souls reset. That's why you're seeing them already back up, but they do have 0 on that blackened right there. By the way, it's Ron Durtaker. Thank you. Ron Durtaker. Yeah, there's no U, I guess. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. Bottom lane just have the web weaver pushing out right there, as we do have 13 talent here in just a minute coming out for the members of PSISTORM. Feels sloth, man. It's even talent here. We do have the Kel'Thas also finished out on the convection not the convection stacks. Their mana addicts finished out. I saw the convection coming out, but or not convection. Dear Lord, I was thinking about what Ektar was saying. My brain this late, not handling it, but we do currently have turn-in availability on both sides. We could be seeing back-to-back web weavers for the members of PSISTORM. The egg spawning is going to be opened up in the next second or two, and it's just going to be who's going to be able to turn in first. We can actually look and see who has the majority of these gems and who really needs to turn in. It's going to be the majority of the team from PSISTORM. I think the only thing they don't need is Diablo's 3 gems, but the rest of the, yeah, this is just going to be, I was gonna say this is a race to turn in, but right now they get the kill onto 1. They get that kill, and that will be red web weavers coming out in favor for the members of the Baddest Dudes. Is driving you crazy? You waited till game number 2 to tell me that I was saying it. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna start calling you Demon Guard instead. Someone has to have their name wrong. Diablo and bottom lane to continue clearing this out, as the red web weavers will descend in favor for the members of the Baddest Dudes. We'll see what they're able to get with this. Is the main focus is going to be in through the mid lane to be able to push up a little bit further. It's cool, Bahamut. Words are hard. Just a wee bit. Oh dear Lord, was that Entomb so very impactful, as they have so much corruption damage thrown onto so many of these players. They don't have a kill just yet. That's going to be Greymane going down. Scarlet Aegis was used during this as well. Raynor going to be picked off, as well as the Uther, but they trade out the Greymane for the Greymane and the Joanna right there. Blackened Avian should be able to eat this. Yeah, they're going to take a lot of damage, but at least they don't go down. I actually expected so many more members of PSISTORM to go down right there. I can't believe that the Gul'dan didn't just shred through them so very effectively. Like, I was expecting Greymane, or not Greymane, Gul'dan to be able to just throw corruption down and just body the entire team. Right now we have the red web weaver in top lane pushing onto a keep front gate, and we'll get through right there. 16 talent here is also up in favor for the Baddest Dudes, as PSISTORM needs to close that experience gap. We can look at some of the other numbers once again after we get out, or once we get to the 16 talent tier range, as Alex Strauss is still clearing top lane. And actually with this top lane clear, they might be able to, and with mid lane, yeah, they'll be able to find themselves 16s. With them all busy over there, they're going to go ahead and jump over to this boss. Let's actually look over on the vision for the blue team to see if they have any sort of indication. No, they don't know where the enemy team is whatsoever. They could be at some of these egg spawning points. They could be sitting in a bush somewhere. So right now, they're just going to go for the turn-in, as they have 98 gems, almost back-to-back turn-ins. Meanwhile, the boss in top lane is going to be... So what you're going to see here is the turn-in will be coming in, and now they realize that, yeah, you can see the pings coming in. They realize that this boss is going to be picked up, but now they run in here, and that's already grabbed by the enemy team. Elixir is going to be trying to throw out the Divine Storm, but they're not going to be able to find a solid kill afterwards, as now Diablo uses the Shadow Charge to just get some distance between them and the enemy team, as now boss pushes up into top lane with a web weaver against it. Yo, Arrow, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone from Arrow Stream. You got it wrong the first time you cast me, but then you got it right almost immediately after. Oh, honest to God, sometimes I just don't notice what letters I'm saying wrong. Diablo going to be going down right there. But seriously, Arrow, thank you so much for the raid. Really, really appreciate that, my friend. We are in game number 2 of our second best of 3 series. This is going to be Cyan going down right there, and they're looking to take us to a game 3 right now, as boss is currently wailing on the court. That was a weird animation. I don't know if anyone else caught that, but that was a weird animation from the boss. Currently, web weaver in bottom lane and mid lane going to be pressing up onto the forts and the front gates. This is actually a really good wave in bottom lane for them as well. This might actually take down the fort before they rotate down. Looks like Greymane might split off from the friendly team to try and manage bottom lane, but look at this damage coming in. This is a stacked up wave. Yeah, this is definitely bottom lane fort going down, just shredded right through. So at least they have the periodic catapult pressure matching out in bottom lane, but right now they're kind of I keep saying on the back foot, but it is definitely one of those moments where like you need to really, really take some good team fights on the side of PSISTORM if they want to hold themselves in this game, because right now they're just being pressed in constantly. And I was saying that like this Uther here, it felt like it wasn't, I don't know, like I wasn't too sold on it in the draft, and maybe it was just the early game. Maybe this post 16 is going to change things up, since it's not going to be just, you know, Uther in bottom lane and the rest of the team kind of rotating between top and mid. Now that they're going to be deathballing or rotating as 5, it's going to be a little bit more effective, I would hope, but at the same time, they're going to need to find themselves a 20 talent here soon, as Gul'dan just shredded through that health pool. That's going to be Alexstrasza bodied. Absolutely bodied right there. Like that health, like that Entomb only needed to hit 1 realistically, because Gul'dan was able to get whoever was in that Entomb is going down, and that's going to be a nice significant amount of experience coming in favor for the members of the Baddest Dudes. Yes, welcome Raiders. War, that's such a good combo. All right, Red Web Weavers will descend for the Baddest Dudes. I believe this is their 3rd one. I wasn't looking at how many they had to turn in. I can actually cheat and look at stream. No, I can't because it's way too tiny. 20 talent tiers here in favor for the members of the Baddest Dudes, and I think they're looking to just rush it through top lane and take us to a game 3. It's possible. They've got the 20 talent tier. They've got a good wave behind them. Let's see if they're going to be able to close out game 2 and go to game 3. I gotta be honest, all the games that I've been casting lately have gone to game 3s, and I'm super ecstatic about it. That's in my opinion, that's really, really good. That means that a lot of the teams are matching out and they're at the same skill level. Because it's not like one team's just, you know, running it down and just taking a best of 3 series in like 20 minutes or something like that. This is gonna be Greymane diving in. That's Uther going down immediately, as they also have the Scarlet Aegis. There was the Pyroblast just to split some of the enemy members away, but this is Webweaver Encore just now going down. Uther did die to the their ghost form ended right there, as it looks like the Alexstrasza and friends are going to be able to force them back. The pacify from Alexstrasza into Black and Avian, I was just like, man, it's a tiny little Leoric. As the chain bomb value is going off, they actually went into Ignite as well, so they're spreading that chain bomb value, and Diablo not able to get these shadow charges they were looking for. Snorlax going to be falling back down here, or coming back down from the sky. Huge healing on the ground for Cyan, and looks like Diablo is trying to make their way out of here as Cactus Ham tries to get the Razor Swipe. Raynor has the Pepper. Do they have enough Pepper is the question, as they get the healing from Roundertaker. Or Rondertaker, excuse me. I keep wanting to say round, I don't know why. Maybe brains are weird. Mid lane keep is already down, bottom lane keep is down. There's pressure on the core, and Cactus Ham and friends are looking to end here. Black and Avian will be respawning in the next 9 seconds. They can actually even shorten that if they wanted to, if they get Spectral Leech right there, but they don't manage to do so. Cactus Ham taking a lot of damage. Actually, Spectral Leech is a talent. Either way, Uther's going to be saving core right now. Viper and oh my god, Cactus Ham is so very low. They don't even get a Fire Stomp from Diablo, as the souls are reset once again. Going to be 5 seconds onto them. Cactus Ham able to get with some 200 health, and they're still looking to try and end the game. Top lane catapults are coming in. Diablo did get the respawn. Horrify coming out from Gul'dan did go into the upgrade at level 20, but Gul'dan ends up going down. Scarlet Aegis was used. Rondertaker is going to get slowed by the Lightning Breath, stun from the Uther as well. Divine Storm to be following up. Cactus Ham is just unsure of whether or not they step up. Shadow Charge in, finds the kill onto one. That's going to be the stun from the Uther as well. They're going to be chasing into all of this as Black and Avian is looking to try and make something happen here. Another stun from Uther is going to be able to get the kill. Kael'thas does go for the Pyroblast, but doesn't land it, as they do have a 10-second cooldown into that one, and now they rotate to boss. They have 53 gems in their pockets. They only need 7 more. Their waves are getting pushed in, but if they're able to get this boss, get a couple waves, and get Web Weavers, this might have been the turnaround they needed on the side of PSISTORM to close this out in a 2-0 fashion. But the Baddest Dudes are not out of this just yet. Their team fights have been significantly stronger throughout this entire game, and I'm expecting them to take us to a game 3, especially with the availability of the core at 49% and no keeps up with constant catapult pressure. Leoric's actually trying to press out the bottom lane, also making sure they're getting gems. Dear Lord, the momentum shift in this game is absolutely wild. Leoric is actually just trying to push up bottom and force this. Uther's going to be having to back off. They actually move this, or they push into this boss through top lane, and it doesn't look like they're going to be going for the Web Weavers on top of all of this. Meanwhile, Black and Davian's just crashing all of the waves into core as quickly as possible to try and pull back the enemy team. Diablo's looking like they might hearth back. No, I was watching minimap. I think this is just a bait onto Viper to try and pull them into the enemy team closer, or they actually, no, they're trying to back off right here. They're trying to go to core to make sure that the Leoric isn't going to be able to end it right there. Divine Storm coming out as well. This core is doing decent damage to the minion wave. The catapults haven't aggroed onto the core just yet as there's a fight breaking out in the top lane. Pyroblast coming out into Cactus Ham, who isn't really low enough to die from that, but Uther ends up going down to the Leoric. Excuse me. Yeah, goes down to the Leoric. Sorry, I keep seeing, I see their icon. They do have redemption. Look at the swirl around them. That golden swirl means they have the redemption, so they're going to be coming back at 50% health roughly, and they end up defending the core fairly effectively. Boss in top lane is still pushing up. It's already ingrained in my mind. Yeah, exactly. See, now Roundertaker needs to just change their name to Roundertaker. Because to me, I honest to God thought it was a play on words to Undertaker. I don't know why, but I was just like, yeah, Roundertaker, that sounds good to me. All right, they're trying to push into end right here. They do have blue web weavers in like 2 gems, but they still need to obviously turn in all those gems. This is such a weird spot to be in. What were you thinking, Greymane? Yeah, I was a little confused by that Greymane play up here. They were sharking around. They were unsure. I think they just wanted to help out, and unfortunately, just didn't work out for them. Enemy team going to be turning in right now. They're going to be able to get the... Oh, actually, no, they're just playing the Bush Party game. Let's actually jump over to our vision for the blue team really quickly, because this makes things a little bit more interesting. Blackened. I don't think they see them right there. Yeah, they don't see them in this bush. Maybe saw the Diablo. There's an Entomb with the Buried Alive applied as well. This can be Curse Bolt coming out onto the Diablo. Divine Storm coming out onto Cactus Ham. They get the kill right there. There's going to be the Horrify coming out from the Gul'dan as well. Going to be trying to steal some health from this Uther, who I don't believe has the redemption up and available. Lightning Breath coming out from the Diablo. Did not go into Hellstorm at level 20. Went into the Hellgate. Uses it right there. Viper in a bit of a rough spot. That is going to be the Indestructible procced onto them. This is going to be Cyan currently just peppering them as they are able to get the kill onto this Joanna. I'm telling you, chat, this is the most wild turnaround I've seen in ages. Valir are going to be hearthing back, actually canceling the hearth, oddly enough. Maybe I think they're afraid of someone poking onto them, but they need to make sure they manage core because these catapults are hitting for 400 damage and auto. Look at that core health going down as they are. Oh my god, this core, are we serious right now? They were so close. They were so close to turning that around. So close to turning that around. Arrow, thank you for the raid. Let me resend your alert.
You up for some cake and pie later, buddy?
Ooh. I thought they had that, honest to God. I thought they had that. Yeah, what's up, Murda? How you doing, bud? I think War's response is the best.
Thank you.
Not like this. Not like this, indeed. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that to be the end. I wasn't. All right, while they answer this really quickly, I'm gonna run down the hallway and get a glass of water because I'm out of water and we're going to a game 3. So let me show stats and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we have our map. I have some water. Let's go ahead and get on into our final map of the evening. How are you all doing? I wasn't expecting that as the end, honest to God. That is... That was actually really cool. That was a really good end. Let's get Cactus in here. No, let's get Valyra in here first. There we go. I ordered my bark box and it said today that it's shipped. I'm stoked. Awesome, Arrow. Awesome. I hope all of your dogs enjoy your bark box. On a note of that, next week we will be raffling off. We have one more bark box to give away. It's actually for the Super Chewer promotional. So if you have a dog that rips through toys and stuff, this is going to be the jam. We'll be doing this next week. I don't know, whatever day we end up doing, like 3 best of 3s, we'll probably do it that way, and we'll do it after game 2 or after match 3 or after the second best of 3. Woof. Softbird, I too. But thank you all for hanging out. Thanks for helping us push towards that Twitch partner. I really, really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll be able to get there very, very soon. Let's get the last team in here, and let's get going into game 3 and find out what's going to be happening. Day, how's it going, friend? How are you doing? How is your day? You're not streaming tonight, are you? You're taking tonight off to like chill with. Oh no, you went on an adventure with Trinity, didn't you? Or is that later? Because I think you said you were gonna make a meal and like take Trinity somewhere. Look at that little beard on you. Oh my god, so many little. I love. There's just like the subscribers get a beard, and then the cheers get a beard. Like everyone gets beard in chat. Everyone gets it. All right, let's update this last little thing and get that on that, and we are ready to go once we get the last player in here. But it's good to see all of you. Thanks for hanging out. You just got home. Woof, that's a long day of work. That is just too long of a day of work. But you also started at a different time. Like if I got home at 9 o'clock, well, 8 o'clock I think for you, if I got home at 9 o'clock after starting work at like 6:30, no thank you. Taking the night off to run and hang out. Nice, nice. Well, thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out here. Appreciate it, friend. I hope you have delicious dinner. Let me live through you. What are you eating? I'm on diet again, so I need to live vicariously through everyone in chat. Bandit needs a BarkBox sponsorship. We're working on it. I don't know how to get one, but I'm working on it. I think realistically the best thing to do is just to create content around bark boxes here and there. So like obviously once a month we're gonna open one on stream. I work 1 to 9:30. Okay, yeah. So it's a little different. Whereas like, yeah, I get up at 5:45 and I usually clock in around 6:30, and then I end up clocking out around 4 or 4:30, and then I usually only take like 15 minutes for lunch just so I can get overtime. Because I work in construction and we don't have caps on our overtime. They're just like, you don't need approval, just do it and we'll give it to you. Sam, thank you so much for the tier 1 support. Thank you for the 4 months of support. Thank you.
We'll follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Woot.
Currently just finding out where Team 2 is. Thank you so much, Sam, for the 4 months of support. I really appreciate it, bud. I hope you're doing well. All that looks good. All that's okay. Awesome. We're memeing here. I was just like, because like 2 people from one of the team joined in. I was just like, where's your team? And they're just like, I don't know what's happening. I was just like, so they're getting 40s and rolling up doobies. And they're just like, probably. Right? That's what you do in game 3s? I just drink water. That's all it is. Just drink water and I cast video games. But hopefully one day we will be able to get bait at that bark box. Can't roll... one of our guys is having net issues. Why is everyone having internet issues tonight? Here's an internet tissue. That was good. That was good. That was good, Zeno. That was really good. If you end up watching this VOD and you catch that, that was good. I think they're making a play off of the Austin Powers Gold member movie where it's if you've got a daddy issue, here's a daddy tissue, I think it is. Yeah, I think one of our players here needs to find a new potato to plug their Ethernet cable into. Peeling a fresh potato right now. Oh god. Either way, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful night. While we have this little bit of a delay, let's go ahead and update you on all the information for tomorrow night, because we do have one more night of casting this week, and then I'll be taking Friday off as normal because I like to go hang out with friends and try and get out of the house a little bit, since I'm locked in this room roughly for 40 hours a week working, and then, well, casting isn't work to me. This is just hobby, and I enjoy doing it. So tomorrow night, we are going to be starting at 6:30 PST, so that's 9:30 if you're on the East Coast. This is the caster dashboard. I need my casts. So we'll start at 6:30 with Division D East, and we're going to be having Phoenix Rising Amethyst versus Probius. Sorry. At 8 o'clock PST, so 11 o'clock EST, we'll be having Division B West with Soak Every Lane versus Who Knows Gaming. So that will be Thursday night. If we're feeling it, we might actually start stream earlier and do like a replay cast from somewhere. It's possible. It's usually like, I always think about doing that, but I'm just like, well, I just worked, I'm tired, let me like sit for 5 minutes and relax, and then it turns into 2 hours. And then we literally just go live with our live game. But the best way to know if we go live, if we start early or anything like that, is to obviously, one, you can join the Discord. I have a channel called Please Don't Mute. We don't use everyone, we don't use here, and it's a good way to keep up with all of the stream information. You can follow me on Twitter as well. It's a great way to know when we go live, as well as see pictures of Bandit. Just for anyone that is wondering, we also do have the member logging back in just a second, so they will be jumping in here in just a moment, and we'll be able to get to game number 3. And then I do have a YouTube channel as well. I post a lot of these VODs. Actually, I have like a slew of them on backlog right now from Monday and Tuesday. We have 5 games that I actually need to publish, but I just haven't got around to it because work has just been so kind of overloaded, and there's a lot of background and stuff happening, and it's been a wild 3 days in this week. So okay, we're going to get them in here, and then we'll go ahead and get into this game. But lastly, obviously following here is the best way to know when we go live, because you can just hit that bell, and it'll let you know when we're up and running. But typically we're casting Monday through Thursday, take Fridays off. On Saturdays, I'm over on Jinxie Cat's stream, playing D&D with her, Stark, Cat Peach, myself, Weenus, Mike, and Tetcher. The 7 of us. Cat Peach is our DM. Not Cat Peach, I'm sorry. Jinxie Cat is our DM. Sorry, I always mess up all the names, and I was trying to make sure I get everyone. But that'll be happening at 11 a.m. PST or 2 p.m. EST. And if you enjoy some D&D stuff, you enjoy some shenanigans, that's a great place to find all that. Sundays I typically take off, but sometimes we decide to stream, so keep your eye out for that one. Actually, I will be over on Day Stream, I think. On Sunday, we're going to be playing some puzzle games together, so keep an eye out for that one. And then Monday rolls around the following week, we'll be back casting again. Okay. Everybody's here. Everyone's ready to go. Let's go ahead and get into game number 3. I hope you're all ready for this, because I know I am itching to find out who's going to be taking our final game in our Best of 3 series. We make our way into Volskaya Foundry here, and we will be having PSISTORM on the left-hand side and the Baddest dudes on the right. It is going to be Division D West matchup here, and this will be on Volskaya Foundry. And if you're wondering how we got here, let me go ahead and update you on all that information. Home team this evening will be PSISTORM, winning the coin flip, opting for first pick priority in game number 1. They banned out Towers of Doom and Sky Temple. Brax's Holdout and Dragonshire were banned up by the members of the Baddest dudes. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by them, and they lost that. They opted for first pick priority in game number 2. The members of PSISTORM chose Tomb of the Spider Queen. They lost that. The members of PSISTORM opted for first pick priority in game number 3, so the members of the Baddest dudes have chosen to take us to Volskaya Foundry to close out our entire series. Let's go ahead and get on into this game, see what we get ban-wise, as well as we get for our picks. This is a great delay. It means that I'm able to join in time to watch the match. Perfect! Perfect, Kime. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Good to see you again, Jace. Sorry for the delays, guys. We have some potatoes on the team. Rondertaker in chat. Thanks for updating chat. Did we just ever find out what he was looking for with the locate object? I know what you're getting at. And I don't know. Because that whole thing faded to black and we don't talk about it anymore. Yeah, there you go. There's the shenanigans we have on D&D. We had some interesting plays. Basically, the end of D&D was Jinxie Cat saying, "If you asked me what I expected from today, it wasn't this." So that's enough to tell you what our DM expects of us and what we actually end up doing. It's a ride. It's a good time. I highly recommend if you're into D&D whatsoever, just to check it out, or if you just want to hang out and just listen to us kind of bullshit around a little bit. It's a good place. We take it semi-serious, but we make jokes and stuff like that. So it's a good time. I highly recommend it. So we do have this Ariel and Sylvanas being banned on the left-hand side, Malthael and Alexstrasza on the right, respecting the Alexstrasza from the previous games. Joanna, the first pick on the left-hand side for the members of PSISTORM, as we get an ETC and a Gul'dan on the right. So far, I actually kind of like the draft for the Baddest dudes, at least team fight-wise. They could be looking for another Leoric as this does, as the draft does progress, because that Entomb with the Echoed Corruption is just perfect. It was just absolutely perfect. But now, Kael'thas Greymane going to be picked up here for the members of PSISTORM, so they're going to be looking for the dive, blow up, and lockdown potential with that Kael'thas and the Greymane, and then Joanna's just able to anchor and be able to step up and even set stuff up with the Condemn. They do need a healer on the side of PSISTORM, so I'm curious to see. They already banned out the Alexstrasza. They might, I wouldn't say consider the Uther, but that's going to be an Ana ban, which is not a bad idea at all. Ana is really, really powerful with the Nano Boost, or even Eye of Horus is a great way to just get the I mean, if your team members kind of line up, you can actually heal through all of them and still get damage into the opposing side, because it does have piercing, which is going to help out for them. Plus, Jinxie Cat is awesome too. Yeah, that's a good factor as well. Yes, Jace makes a very good point on that one. She is a wonderful person. She seriously does an amazing job running. It's her first campaign that she's ever run, and when we started out, we were a larger party actually, and so for her to be able to run it so well, and for her to be able to control all 6 of us crazy kids. Kudos to her, seriously. I don't know how that woman does it. If someone came up to me and was like, I want to start a campaign that you're going to run with like 6 to 8 people, I'd say, there's the door. Find someone else. That's too many people. Tyrande will actually make it into this game. For the first time in what feels like a month, we actually see Tyrande being picked up here. So that will be some good lockdown potential, and then a Raynor to follow up as well for the sustained damage. Now, the last 2 picks coming out from the members of PSISTORM, they don't know what the solo lane matchup's going to be, but realistically, Deathwing is still up and available. They could go for that. There isn't a whole lot of percentage-based damage coming out from the members of the Baddest dudes, but it's a Blaze for solo lane. Ooh, if they Deathwing on the opposing side, the Baddest dudes, I think that...
So it begins.
If this is this, I think you Deathwing here. I honest to God think you Deathwing here. Unless they don't have a Deathwing player, it's not practiced or whatever, but I would actually work with their draft. And it's a point control based map. He's got a, oh, yes. Yes. The Baddest dudes. You know what? The Baddest dudes are going in my notebook as a team that I need to pick up more, because they have 2. They picked up a Murky in game 1 and a Gazlowe in game 3. Just Gazlowe coming on into this game right here. Something to note as well on a Gazlowe, if you are wondering like why maybe on Volskaya Foundry, Hired Goons works the exact same way as Mercenary Queen. So you can buff out the turrets with that. Now I believe it's not 60%, I think it's either 40 or 50%. So it's not as strong as Sylvanas, but still is very, very valuable. We'll see what happens here. I'm just pumped we get a Gazlowe, I'll be honest. I don't understand how Deathwing always makes it to the end of these drafts. You always Deathwing. The Clamps have a ride. They are the Baddest dudes. Yes, they are. So the reason, at least in my opinion, the reason you want to leave Deathwing till the later half of the draft is because of the fact that you have percentage-based damage on Malthael, Tychus, Greymane with a Cursed Bullet. You have Leoric as well. You have so many ways to either bypass armor, like Zul'jin has a bypassing armor talent at 13 or 16. I can't remember what it is specifically, but there is a way to bypass this armor, so you're dealing true damage, if you will. And so it's things like that where if you grab the Deathwing in your one slot, that means the enemy team is going to go, cool, Tychus, Greymane, Leoric. Like, we're going to take all the things that will just make Deathwing's life suck. And that's not like oh, you picked him early, we win the game because we countered it. It's, you still have to play that match out, but at the same time, it's just one of the things that, like, if you take it later, it might catch the enemy team off guard. It's like picking the Lost Vikings super early in draft. You obviously don't want to, because the enemy team can take a Tracer or a Li Ming or a Malthael and just shred right into them. But let's go ahead and find out what we get here in game number 3. On the left-hand side, we get the members of PSISTORM. We're going to be seeing Snorlax on the Deckard Cain, Valir going to be on the Kael'thas, Cyan going to be on, oh my god, Cyan going to be on the Joanna. We have Xenoender on the Greymane, and Elixia is going to be on the Blaze. I actually had the I was ready. I was like, Rondertaker. No. On the right-hand side, we got the Baddest dudes as well. We're going to be having Rondertaker on the Tyrande. Oh, wait, hold on. This is important. Doesn't hit anyone, so it's not GG's. Saber's going to be on the Gul'dan, Viper going to be on the ETC, Demon Grand going to be on the Gazlowe, and we have Cactus Ham on that Rainer. Let's get into our level 1s and see what we get in our first matchup here. Bad news, Bahamut. Whitemane's level 1 quest is kind of bugged. Her health cap is level 2. Doing quest around stacks. Harmonic continues to go up, those health stop going. Oh, okay. Stats of the storm right there. NGS, Nexus Gaming Stats. No, seriously, Hector, thank you for providing that. So basically what you're saying is the level 1 baseline, or the level 1 questing talent that's infinite, doesn't actually quest to infinite. It does end up capping in a sense. I don't care, Greymane beats them. And by Greymane, I mean Deathwing. It took me a second to I was just like, what? Okay. Either way, we're in the rotations right now between top and mid. We do have the Kael'thas going into Mana Addict at level 1. ETC going to be going into the Proc Rock at level 1 as well, and Gul'dan on the Echoed Corruption. Cactus Ham is going to go ahead and rotate over here on the right-hand side and grab this camp on their own. This is actually really, really impactful that they're able to grab this on their own, so they don't have to force the Tyrande to come down here and help them. They will be getting a little bit of help just to speed things up, as the enemy team will be going ahead and grabbing their own fortification camp on the left-hand side. Currently, Greymane is just going to be able to roll out of this mid lane and continue rotations into top. Sentinel coming through. I think it's just mostly trying to see if there's anyone maybe... I don't know, that was a weird angle for the Sentinel, but still provides some vision within the rotations. And I actually saw the Sentinel was on the minimap, like flying over here on the minimap, and I was like, what is that little icon? I could still get quest dings, but the HP stopped going up. Oh. F's in chat. 4's up on both sides. Gazlowe going to be going into our Clockwork Steam Fist. This is actually, like, when I play Gazlowe, which is very rare, but I play it here and there, this is at least this is so far what I take. I actually don't take Break It Down just because I'm bad at the game. I usually take the TNT at level 1 because I think it gives you faster wave clear, if I'm not mistaken. I think it actually helps with minions. You can actually, it gives you increased damage to minions when it explodes. I may be wrong on that. I don't know Gazlowe talents too well off the top of my head. 5 up on both sides. We have camps going to be grabbed, or at least camp on the right side going to be grabbed. ETC going to be in this mid lane as Cyan's going to be just forcing it back and continuing to soak up the experience. So far, it's full Emerald build for the Deckard Cain as well. Going to be going to the Sapphire at 1 and the Ruby at 4. Could be looking for the Emerald, or I guess not, the Gem build. There we go. Emerald's actually the level 7, which is the cooldown, or the healing reduction. Sapphire's going to get you some slow. Ruby's going to get you some extra healing because it's going to drop those smaller little vials on the map. And this is all basically you have to select the gem, so you're either Sapphire or Ruby, and then you use it, and then it applies to your Haragic cube. So when you see that big kind of aerial explosion from the gigantic cube, they might apply either the slows or the Ruby, or the Sapphire or the Ruby, and so that way they can either get slows or extra healing. So we'll keep an eye on for that, and you'll see those little potions pop out. But they're going to be holding it for now. Going to actually use the Emerald, the Haragic Cube, and I think there's a Sapphire in there as they were moving real slow, and they're going to try and lock them down with the Scroll of Sealing, but Elixia getting very low here. That's a face melt from the ETC, doesn't save him, and that will be Blaze going down first blood over to the members of the Baddest dudes. As you can see, all those little vials, that's from the Ruby right there, as Cyan steps forward, trying to get a couple of them, ends up getting picked off as well. Another kill for the Baddest dudes, as they will be able to control point A, and they get their first initial charge onto this. That entire time, it was contested between both teams. this little A, or the little red circle around the A will change based on who's on the objective or on the point. So if no one's on here, that will start to go down, and the enemy team can cap it. Right now it's saying contested because that means they won't be able to get to 100%, and that's where you're seeing that little red circle kind of starting to fall. Once that actually falls completely, then the enemy team can potentially turn it over. But once the contested time comes through at the 99%, if there's someone on it on the opposing side, that's when things start to get a little interesting. And I think that's exactly going to be the case here. They're going to let it charge up quite a bit. A lot of potions out from Decker Kane. This entire thing is already set up. That's 5 potions, which is the max you can have. Currently, 4 turrets out from the Gazlo, as that's a jet propulsion from the Blaze not connecting out to anyone, as Viper's going to be looking for some sort of power slide here. They lock them down with the scroll of ceiling. Nice face melt to force back a couple members. Kael'thas getting a decent amount of value here. The overtime comes through. Demon Grand going to be staying on the point. Huge jet propulsion. Also, wonderful condemn coming in from the Joanna as well, and they find 1 kill on Tyrande. Demon Grand, 1 razor swipe is enough, and they find that kill. And there's the rechannel onto the opposing side. ETC with the power slide to get right out of the scroll of ceiling, and they reset onto this point in favor for the members of PSISTORM. Increased damage of TNT based on the numbers of enemies that hits an explosion. Thank you. It's okay, dings are far more important than the actual stats. Dings. It's all about the dings in game. Also, speaking of dings, the Gazlo currently at 150 out of the 200 stacks necessary on the Clockwork Steam Fist, and that's mostly having as many turrets up as possible and smacking either the minion wave or an enemy hero, because I believe it's even the minion wave still stacks it up, or just hit auto attacking in general does. Basic attacks increase, yeah. Alright, they also did it as a engine gunk. So they're actually not going into hired goons, because I think hired goons is a level 7 if I'm not mistaken. But it's 9s up on both sides, almost 10 talent tier right around the corner, as that's actually going to be a kill in favor for the members of PSISTORM. Greymane able to solidify that. They're going to try and get the jet propulsion forward and capitalize on the scroll ceiling as well, but don't manage to do so. Demon Grand just going to be backing off. They spread that chain bomb around a little bit. Overtime comes through, and the members of PSISTORM. Oh, the Cactus Ham reset it right there. Gazlo going to be stepping back on the point. ETC back from the Hall of, is back in the Hall of Storms, but Cactus Ham is continually resetting this overtime by just putting 1 foot on there, and you see it go back. Now, I don't think this has Overwatch rules where it actually can, like, as the overtime keeps ticking, it actually starts to speed up even further. Pyroblast onto Demon. Finds the kill onto that Gazlo, and now they move in through mid lane with the first Triglav Protector of the game in favor for PSISTORM. Yeah, auto attack anything? Yeah. I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, because it's always one of those things, like, it's the caster curse. Like, I'll say something and I'm like, wait, and then like someone in chat will be like, no, it's only heroes, and it's like, wait, really? No, it's basic attacks in general. I just doubted myself because I've had too many of those moments overall. Top lane, Well is going to be going down. Looks like they're going to try and focus on the fort as well. Gazlo showing in, or not showing in bottom, but heading down into bottom lane. We also did have Kael'thas finish out the Mana Attic stacks already at 7 minutes of the game, so they have that Arcane Barrier. Huge Rocket Glove from the Triglav Protector, but Viper is able to get right out of there as Tyrande did go into the Shadow Stalk, applying that invisibility to ETC, so they just realized they couldn't retarget onto them, so they just backed off and went for the fort, and that was a smart call for them. Great follow-up CC from the Blaze. Stay a while and Listen's gonna go out, but I think it actually got canceled from the, oh dear lord. Horrify ends up coming out right there, right at the end of the mosh pit. There's going to be Blaze dropping the bunker. They're really low. Joanna jumps in here as well. A couple of members are trying to get some of that damage out with the flames. The Pyromania is going to be popped, and I cannot believe it. They sidestep the Sentinel, and that's going to be the Blaze making it out alive. That Sentinel sidestep was massive for them. Same tier as Merc Queen and Sylph. Oh, it's at level 4? Okay. I didn't know that. I honestly thought it was at level 7 because I was like, oh, I don't feel like I ever see it at level 4. But that's because I always pick Clockwork Steam Fist. I'm not going to lie. I always take this talent. I always find this as the most fun. But thank you so much, Black and Avian. Whew. We reset on the map. We get some water. Blaze at 13 out of the 15 stacks necessary for the new habits at level 1, so they get the self-cleanse in a sense, or the unstoppable status. Gul'dan at 17 out of the 40 stacks, so a little bit slower in this game. Not going to be able to finish those out as quickly as they did on Tomb of Spider Queen. ETC already finished out Proc Rock at level 1. Going to be going for the biotic emitter. Looks like they're going to be able to grab that on the side of Viper. That's going to be a stay while listen with the jet propulsion to set things up. There's going to be the biotic emitter dropped immediately by the ETC as well. Not able to get a kill, but the Blessed Shield's going to be ripped as they're chasing further out. Condemned going to be pulling in 1. Savior getting very low here. Looks like Greymane's trying to get into this as they Tyrande with the Lunar Flare was able to save them for a couple seconds, but they end up going down, and that will be another kill in favor for the members of the Baddest Dudes, or excuse me, for the members of PSISTORM, as they move further forward and steal away this camp for top lane. The other thing I want to talk about really quickly is the fact that top lane fort is gone, meaning there's going to be periodic catapult pressure coming through, as well as they have that passive experience gain. And during this top lane objective phase, it's going to be so much more difficult for the enemy team to sustain over this due to the fact that they don't have a well, they don't have a retreat path. So if they get into an extended fight, there's a potential for the enemy team to chase them out. Gazlo realizing the enemy team's missing on map, gonna go ahead and back off to their front gate. Really smart move from them so they don't get ganked by this entire team that was kind of rotating down here to, well, potentially gank them. Good use of bunker though, seriously. Feels bad not to get that kill. Yeah. That's one of those moments. I was actually playing a brawl before this, and there was a Li Ming that kept eluding me, and I was playing Murden, and there was a point where I was just like, you know what, I'm done with this, and I ended up just like popping avatar form, jumping in, and just storm bolting, and just I killed her. I killed that Li Ming. Because there were so many moments, like there was like 3 moments where they got away with like 10 health, like a literal sliver on the bar, and I was like, oh, we don't have any sort of damage over time, and we don't have really good chase, so I just wanted to get that one-time kill. Control point B is going to be opening up in the top lane. Looks like the members of PSISTORM are going to be setting themselves up with all these potions. Decker King going to be jumping on the point. Actually, Cyan going to be the first one there. Sentinel coming through, but it will provide vision for the friendly team as Viper rotates in. Every heroic is off cooldown as well. Let's go ahead and pull away the talent so we can see all this a little bit better, and let's see how control point B goes for both these teams. Valeera going to be looking to try and get some damage under a couple of these players. Jet propulsion from the Blaze coming in. That's going to be ETC getting picked off very early. Cactus Ham was stealth there for a couple of seconds, but they got the autos out. That's going to be a blast shield coming out from the jump. There's going to be a huge gravel bomb with the stun underneath it, but unfortunately the Rainer still gets picked off. Horrify did come out from the Gul'dan as well, but that's just going to split them, as that will be the enemy team jumping back onto this objective, going to channel it further up, and they're working from 44%, looking to potentially get that 100% and grab the Trickle Up Protector. The question I have to them is which direction they take this Trickle Up Protector. You can rotate into top and potentially get yourself a keep. You could move into mid lane, open this up further, or you could rotate into bottom and try and get this and prep for control point C. We'll have to see as Valeera sidesteps the Sentinel once again. 6 Zeratul plays, diving under forts. 6-0. Zeratul can make some mega plays, but it's a mechanically savvy hero. That is the one caveat with that is you got to be able to roll your face across the keyboard just ever so right. It's like Kel'Thuzad. You got to be able to smack your face in the keyboard just ever so correctly. Power slide from the ETC, but it's not going to affect the Joan as they did have the Iron Skin up and available. Looks like they're going to be rotating this Trickle Up Protector towards the bottom lane, opening up mid lane a little bit further for themselves. This Trickle Up Protector also does 321 auto attack damage. That is a lot. Oh, Demon Grand is a little far out. That's a great jet propulsion. They end up going for the they popped the gravel bomb, but they're not going to be able to get value from that. And then they also dropped the fortification camp, so that's going to be Cyan grabbing that one and then able to have that extra siege potential coming in through this bottom lane. But right now, Trickle Up Protector with 41 seconds. They are going to be moving past this fort to the aggressive side, meaning they are showing that they want to go for a keep front gate, or maybe they're just looking for a bunch of kills. This Viper's so very low, the Gunner's not able to get the kill just yet, and they get the destruction onto the fort. I think this is just going to be a quick rotation to mid and try and get the fort down there. No, actually, maybe side. No, they're just gonna. No, they're gonna soft push this bottom lane. I think they want to soft push this to potentially set themselves up for control point C, and if they're able to grab that, then PSISTORM could potentially end the game through bottom lane. But the big factor is well, trying to end the game through bottom lane and getting this next control point, because 16 Talenters is going to be rounding through in a second, and I don't think the Baddest Dudes are out of this one anytime soon. I think they've got a lot of good value coming in for them, and their team fights have been strong. It's just like it's like just a touch off for them. Like they're so very close in all of these team fights. Hyperion coming through. They're going to try and engage in this once again. Power slide from the ATC. There's going to be a mosh pit going on to quite a few members. Killthought's going to try and use the Pyroblast right onto Viper in their face. The bunker comes out from the Blaze as well. Viper taking so much damage as they are sitting on this point. That's a huge Gravel Bomb pulling in so many members. They end up getting the ETC killed as well as the Tyrande. Cyan is going to be picked off as well as Gazlo turrets are going to be raining on in. Ender is going to be diving in as Jet Propulsion comes in from the Blaze. They find the kill onto the... I didn't even see who that was. I think it was Tyrande. Gazlo goes down as well. And it looks like Gul'dan's going to make it out with a sliver of health, or at least a little bit of health. And I don't know who ended up getting the Biotic Emitter. I think someone got it and then used it immediately. Yeah, because it's not up and available, and obviously it's not here anymore. In pro hands, Zeratul amazing to watch. Exactly. What's up, Chris? How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. That was a wild engagement. I actually thought they might have turned that one around in the favor of the baddest dudes, but PSISTORM held their cool, and they were able to only lose one. I actually want to jump over to the damage really quickly. I'm just curious what this looks like after that engagement. Also, I didn't even look at it when we were cycling through the last time. 39,000, 38,000 from the Rainer and the Kael'thas. Gul'dan not too far behind, Greymane the same thing. Toronto with 32,000 healing right now, almost 10,000, no, 5,000 less actually. Sorry, I was looking at the Joanna. I thought for some reason I don't know how I swapped the Joanna and the Gul'dan or the Decker Kane with each other, but regardless, 20 talent tier, not too far off for the members of PSISTORM. If they're able to get this 20 talent tier, it's going to be really, really difficult to manage this control point C, and I think they realize that, so they're just rotating and trying to close that experience gap. I also want to highlight really quickly, because I can't do caster math, Kael'thas has 615 bonus mana from the level 1 quest. Their current mana pool is 1,295. That is a massive shield that they can use from the Arcane Barrier. Like, that Arcane Barrier shield is insanely impactful for them, but they're going to try and open up bottom lane a little bit further. They are still a solid level and some behind the members of PSISTORM, so they're just going to try and open this up to maybe even pressure down through bottom lane and maybe even take the well so they can make this a little bit easier for themselves. Not going to be the case, and let's go ahead and find some of that questing talent and see what we have here for control point C. If the members of the baddest dudes can get this, this is going to be a lot of good value for them, but keep in mind, look at top lane on the minimap. There's going to be the camp coming in. Joanna's going to get the condemned. That's Demon Grand taking quite a bit of damage. There's going to be the Shadow Stock as well. There's going to be also a Gravel Bomb from the Gazlo as Gul'dan takes the Pyro Blast, but doesn't go down. It's Mage versus Mage as the go for the throat came out from the Greymane right there. Is Cactus Hand. Oh, the Living Bomb is thrown onto them as well. ETC going for the full mosh pit. They end up getting the kill onto Gul'dan. That's going to be ETC down as well. They might not even need... No, I was going to say, they might not need Triglav to end. And it makes everything a million times easier. Top lane does have the Siege Camp and also the Catapult doing 285 in auto currently. Whew. What a brawl. What a great back and forth. Also, just to show after that fight, because we showed it beforehand. Another 10k heroic damage coming in for both of these assassins, essentially on both sides. Kael'thas is soft pushing this bottom lane, or at least pushing it up. They know that they can play this aggressive for the next 6 or so seconds. There's a Living Bomb onto Rondertaker. Gonna poke on the keep a little bit. They are gonna be having this fortification camp grabbed on the left-hand side. And now, Blaze, able to grab Triglav Protector, going to walk it in through bottom lane. Let's see what happens here. Are they able to end this on the side of PSISTORM and take game number 3?
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
Also, that 20 talent tier is not too far off. Look at Gazlo and mid lane on your minimap. They are showing, so the enemy team does know that Gazlo's there, but they are getting close to that 20, and at least you'll be on the even talent tier for the defense. Also, Savior only at 34 out of the 20 stacks necessary, or the 40 stacks necessary for the Echoed Corruption. So a little bit behind on that, but they have been dodging a lot of that ability power damage coming into them. So it's even talent tiers on both sides. Deathmosh, I think, for ETC. Yeah, Death Metal. The Gravel Bomb got the upgrade as well. That's going to be the Pyro Blast into Demon, who's going to get the Gravel Bomb, and they end up getting blown up right there. Viper going to be currently zoning back the Kael'thas, as there's just a bit of a back and forth around this core as the Horfire comes out as well. That's the increased duration on it, as well as the armor reduction. Core health is going to be falling to 60-some% as the Triglav Protector goes down. They get the kill onto ETC. Death Metal will be triggering. Valir is going to be walking around all of that as the Hyperion comes out. Xeno is going to be going down. They pick up the fortification camp immediately and drop it as well. A lot of damage onto Cactus Ham is trying to make their way out of here, and they're getting a lot of good healing out from Tyrande, but the core is still falling slowly but surely, and it looks like the members of PSISTORM are going to be able to take it in game number 3. GG. Well played. Whew. Now don't go anywhere. We got a short interview potentially, and then we're going to host someone over, so stay tuned because we'll at least talk about what's happening with stream and all that good stuff. And yeah, let me go ahead and get a message out to them and find out who wants to interview. All right. They currently want to do a team interview, but I honestly, I'm not a fan of team interviews, so.
You up for some cake and pie?
Yo, Alicia, thank you for raiding. We are literally getting into our final interview. Maybe. Oh, and a raid just at the end of the time. Cranky here. How's it going, bud? Alicia, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. I'm honest to God, I don't want to do an entire team interview. I'm not a fan of doing them. You get. Thank you for the raid. I'm going to be bitching and moaning about not wanting to do a team interview. So, that is it turns into an absolute just debauchery and like, oh, we have one spokesperson. It ends up turning into everyone talking over each other the entire time. But thank you so much, Alicia, for the raid. Welcome everyone from Alicia Stream. We are closing things out, but hey, you can at least, interview hype. So we'll go ahead and figure that out in just a second. Alrighty. Boop, boop, boop. Do I get another series or is this it? This is it. It's also 9:43 for me. All right, hold on one second. At this time, we're going to be joined by the captain, Valera. How are you doing? Congratulations on your 2-1 victory after that best of 3 series.
Hey, thanks a bunch. Feeling pretty good about it.
Let's talk about game 2. Let's talk about game 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen, because I want to know why Uther? Why Uther solo lane?
It's because the timer ran out. That's what happened. That wasn't the comp we were going for at all. So, yeah, that's what happened.
That's such a, because like you had such a dominant game 1 on Infernal Shrines. Like your team looked extremely comfortable. They knew exactly where they needed to be and rotate and everything. And it just seemed like game 2, was it just relaxed, or was it just really came down to the draft overall and you were just like, well, we'll try and win it back in game 3?
No, the draft is where it started, and then it actually went downhill. It kind of fell apart for most of that game up until, and at the end of it, we were actually doing pretty well at the end there too. So we could have pulled that comp back out. We just didn't. We didn't pull it together soon enough to get rid of the snowballs. So, but yeah, no, that second game was supposed to be a lot different for sure.
It was interesting, but it's wild to me that you were able to pull it back so effectively in game number 3, because there was a lot of back and forth when it came to Volskaya Foundry. Did it feel like at any point that they might start to turn around on you, or were you just like, we're in the driver's seat, we got this, it's not that big of a deal?
Well, we in game 1 we felt really confident afterwards. Of course, game 2 we really wanted to try something different. That's how confident we felt. So going into game 3, we knew if we just went back to our roots and played what we know how to play, then
subscribe.
we'd do okay. And especially on a map like this, we're pretty strong on Volskaya. We try not to choose it because we know like our opponents like to, so it's kind of one of our.
Did the Murky in game 1 throw you off at all, or were you just like, this is just easy now?
We actually thought that wasn't a very good pick, so we didn't really care.
That's what I was wondering, because like it was wild, and I was like, well, we'll see if it gets value, but it unfortunately didn't.
The Greymane played really well into the Murky, so I'm not sure what that pick was all about either.
I got to be honest, I was expecting the Malthael to be in top lane and the Greymane to be in the rotations, but it was a really good adaptation from your team to basically run a 1-3-1 in a sense. Like Malthael got some helps here and there, but I love the way you guys adapted to the entire draft from the enemy team. It was really, really good play from both of you. But before I let you run out of here, are there any shots that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
Oh yeah, shout outs to any of the fans that we have out there finally winning something, showing what we were actually made of when we play some heroes that we got together. Shout out to the team, PSISTORM of course, and thanks to you, man, for casting. Really appreciate it. And then of course, GG to the Baddest dudes. It was awesome matchup, guys. We really appreciate it.
No, it was an absolute blast. It was so much fun to cast, and thank you so much for the interview. You have a wonderful night, and congratulations on your 2-1 victory.